The Voice of Peace, a presentation of the different Islamic perspectives. The Voice of Peace in bringing harmony to all mankind. The Voice of Peace, an information and education program. This is Najeeb Muhammad Razul, and welcome to the Voice of Islam for Southeast Asia and the Pacific.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu ashrafil mursalin Sayyidina Muhammad tayyibin tahirin. Amma ba'd. Ya ayyuhal ikhwa, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. May the peace and blessings of Allah be upon you all. Welcome once again sa ating palatuntunang The Islamic Perspective. Today we would be discussing an issue that is really burning. I believe this is an issue that is to be articulated timely, and this has something to do with why polygamy is allowed in Islam. As to that question, bakit ina-allow ng Islam na ang mag-asawa ng mahigit sa isa? We have to understand that in history, women were being sidelined. They are being actually oppressed. The status of women is really low down. They are simply just being taken as part of the commodity. They are being sold in the market. In other words, in those days, if you're a wealthy person, you can marry as many as you can without limit. Because women are just taken as part of the commodity. That is the status of women in the past. So women has no role actually in the society except in sad flirting, or as what I have pointed out, simply being used as a commodity and being owned by individuals as a property. Kawawa naman sila. When Islam came, everything was changed. The status of women was changed forever. They were given rights more than the rights of men. In fact, if you read the fourth surah of the Quran, named Surah Women or Surah An-Nisa in the Quran, you will see that most of those written from the first ayah, from the first verse down to the last, it's all about the rights of women. And there are some other verses that you can see in some other surah about women. In a nutshell, women were given the rights to own property, the rights to the family, rights to the children, their individual personal rights, the rights in the community, and even the rights in the inheritance, which most of the countries today does not recognize. Now, from the status of being sold in the market, it was gradually changed until such a time when the women were given certain recognition as the able partner of the opposite sex, which is the male. And so Allah Ta'ala has revealed restrictions regarding this, and has pointed out as to the number of women that men are allowed to have. So if you read those verses in Surah An-Nisa, Allah Ta'ala is telling you and me by saying Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, fankihu minan nisa mathna wa thulatha wa ruba'. This is the meat of the ayah, which means marry women of your choice, 2, 3, and 4. Some says, yeah, up to 4. In other words, you can marry up to 4. Some women would say this is indeed very unpleasant to hear, especially if her partner is allowed to marry after 4. But anyhow, brothers and sisters, as Muslims, we are operating as a community. We operate as a community. In our society, we don't want to see women not being married. You know, if the woman is not married, what happens to her when she becomes old? Oh, what happens if she will reach the age of 40 up? No children with her. If she is a very affluent lady, maybe she will not have a problem. But remember, every individual needs care. Every individual has an emotion. You need people to care for you. You need people to love you. You need people to protect you. Pero pag wala kang anak, mahirap ang buhay. Because what happens to the old ladies, if they become old, they just stay and live with their nieces and their nephew. Oo, ganun ang nangyayari sa kanila. So, siguro, ang mga pamangkin niya, they would care for her also, but iba talaga pagka meron siyang anak. Okay? So, for married families, for example, we would encourage our Muslim women who were married and then they have more blessings. Allah Ta'ala has given them more blessings. We would encourage them to save the other women who were not married. They can invite them to their family. Sabihin nila, sister, oh, wala ka bang pamilya? Oh, I'm asking my husband to marry you. Oh, para magkaroon ka rin ng pamilya, sariling anak. You would not go old lonely. Diba? Kaya ba ng Muslim na babae ang gumawa ng ganyan? Oh yes. Ang dami kong nakita na Muslim na babae. Siguro there is a difference between the values of the Muslim women and the other women in the secular world. Because in the secular world, while they do not marry the second or the third or the fourth wife, but prostitution is rampant, illicit affair among men and women who were not husband and wife is there. As a result of that, sexually transmitted diseases proliferated. And mind you, if you look at Europe and in the West, you see that the moral decadence is attributed mainly to those women who were, moving here and there during the night because they have no family to take care of. They have no children. They have no family with them. So the society is destroyed. Okay? So in Islam, since we are all believers, it's no big deal actually to us. It's no big deal, honestly speaking, to bring other women so that they will have a family of their own by marriage. Because you cannot also, Islam does not also allow that women would simply just become a commodity, so that somebody would just have a relationship with her without the blessings of marriage, without the recognition of the community. Very sad life. In Islam, we make everything legal. The first wife is legal, the second wife legal, the third wife legal, the fourth is all legal. Legal. Everything. Everybody is legal. Now, when the husband died, everybody goes dead. The children, all the children can go and join the funeral with their father. Unlike in the secular world, only one wife, but so many concubines. And if those concubines beget children, what happened to the children when the father died? When the father died, they cannot go inside the house of the wife because they were illegal. They would be thrown, they would be turned away. So the life of those kids, the children who were neglected, is also unfair. Society did not recognize them. and so they have no rights in the property. They are not the legal heir of the deceased person. Unlike in Islam, everybody is happy. The children of the first wife, the children of the second wife, the children of the third, the children of the fourth, everybody is happy. We are all brothers and sisters living temporarily in this world. We can afford to share what we have to those who are in need, even the husbands. This is our faith. This is Islam. This is what Allah Ta'ala wants us to be. He has revealed laws regarding the family. And so what we need to do is just to nurture those values, live according to these values, preach these values so that they started proliferating in the world, and the world was filled with justice, fair dealings, good relationship in the community. It may not be very pleasant, in fact, sometimes, because also of the certain issues regarding the bickerings of the second or the third. There is that, problems. I'd like to be very candid and honest with you. But these are all manageable issues related to the family. So, why polygamy is allowed in Islam? It's because as believers, as Muslims, we operate not as an individual family, but as the ummah as a whole. We operate as a community. And our Muslim community is not limited to the domestic community we have. For example, if the ratio of women is higher compared to men, what happened to our women? So because we operate as a community, not just domestically but also global, we invite our brother Muslims, come here. We have so much women. You marry one, you marry two, marry three. That's no big deal to us. And it's easy because we are all believers. The life of this world is temporary. We do not have to bargain the life of today to the hereafter. We need to see to it that our community is being protected. No disease would proliferate in our society. No women can be seen moving to and fro because she has no family of her own. Every woman is being protected because this is part of the rights of women, part of the protection of women. And because we live as faithful believers in an ummah which is our domestic and global community. Thank you so much for being with us. May Allah Ta'ala bless you all and guide us all to the right path. May Allah Ta'ala admit us all in the gardens of eternity. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.